In this video, I'm going to solve this question. A factory employs 10 workers in the production department, 8 workers in the packaging department, and 7 workers in the delivery department. Out of these workers, 5 are to be randomly selected for a training program. In the first part of this question, we have to figure out what is the probability that all the selected workers will be from the same department. First of all, let's count the total number of workers that we have. So we have 10 workers over here in the production department, 8 in the packaging department, and 7 in the delivery department. That means the total number of workers are 25. Now, out of these 25 workers, we have to select 5 workers randomly, and the order in which we are going to select the worker, it doesn't matter. Okay, so that means we are going to use combinations over here. So what are the total number of ways to select 5 workers from 25 workers when the order doesn't matter? Well, it's going to be 25C5. Okay, so these are the total ways. Okay, these are the total ways to select 5 workers from the 25 workers. Now let's figure out the required number of ways, and then once we have the required number of ways, then to find the probability, we will just do required number of ways divided by the total number of ways. Okay, so we know the total number of ways. Now let's see what are the required number of ways for this first part. Right? So the first part, they are saying we have to find the probability that all the selected workers will be from the same department. So now let's find the required number of ways. So to find the required number of ways, we have 3 possibilities. Because all the selected workers will be from the same department, so the 3 possibilities are that all the selected workers could be from the production department, or all the selected workers could be from the packaging department, or all the selected workers could be from the delivery department, right? These are the only 3 possibilities that we have. Now, what are the number of ways to select 5 workers from the production department? Well, in the production department, we have 10 workers and the order doesn't matter. So if you have to select all the workers from the production department, it's going to be 10C5, right? If you have to select all the workers from the packaging department, it's going to be 8C5 because there are 8 workers in the packaging department. And if you have to select all the workers from the delivery department, then the number of ways are 7C5, right? And because it's written OR over here, and in counting terminology, OR means addition and means multiplication. Okay, so OR is addition and is multiplication. So this is what we do in counting terminology. Okay, so and is multiplication. So over here, the way we have written everything, either this is going to happen, or this is going to happen, or this is going to happen. So we have to add these. Okay, so the required number of ways are 10C5 plus 8C5 plus 7C5. And now what's going to be the probability? The probability is going to be the required number of ways divided by the total number of ways. So it's going to be the sum of these 3 divided by 25C5. Okay, so let me show you the calculation for this part. So required number of ways are these. And now if you want to find the probability, it's going to be the required number of ways divided by the total number of ways. And once you solve this, you will get that this is equal to 0.0062. So the probability that all selected workers will be from the same department, this is equal to 0.0062. Okay, so that's all for part number 1. Let's move to the second part of this question. In the second part of this question, they are asking us what is the probability that at least 2 different departments will be represented among the selected workers. Now see, they have written at least over here. Okay, because they have written at least 2 different departments, so this is going to cover 2 cases. The first case is 2 different departments, and it can also happen that there are 3 different departments. Okay, right? Now if you're trying to find the probability in a direct manner, it would take a lot of time. So we are going to follow a trick over here. Okay, and the trick is this. So let's see, how can we do this? So if we randomly select 5 workers out of 25 workers, how many possibilities do we have? We have these 3 possibilities. Okay, it can happen that all the workers come from the same department. It can happen that the selected workers represent 2 different departments, or it can happen that the selected workers represent 3 different departments, right? So these are the 3 things that we can have: all the workers from the same department, or the workers represent 2 different departments, or the workers represent 3 different departments. Now see, one of these things is definitely going to happen. Okay, so the probability of this thing plus the probability of this thing plus the probability of this thing is going to be equal to 1, because one of these 3 events is definitely going to happen, right? Now what is it that we have to find? We have to find this. We have to find this plus this. Okay, so this is what we have to find. Now, how can we find this? So we have to find this plus this. Okay, so the required probability, so this is the required probability that we need to find. So from here, you can see that the required probability is actually equal to 1 minus this probability. That's all the selected workers are from the same department. So the required probability is actually equal to 1, and then you take this on the right hand side. So take this on the right hand side. It will become 1 minus the probability that the selected workers are from the same department. And we found this probability in the first part of this question. In the first part of this question, they asked us to find this probability, and we got this as 0.0062. So now the answer to the second part of this question is just 1 minus 0.0062. Okay. And the required probability comes out to be 0.9938. Okay, so this is how you can solve this question. They already made you do some calculations in the first part, and then they actually linked the second part to the first part. Okay, so if you are able to see things in this manner, then it will be a really straightforward question. And the hint in this question was this: at least 2 different departments, because if you try to solve it in the direct manner by doing all the calculations, it would become really time consuming. So this is the preferred way. Okay, so whenever you see word at least, try to write things in a complement manner. Complement manner means try to write the required probability in this manner, 1 minus something. Okay, it would be easier that way, right? So that's it for this video.